What's up, everybody? This is Clarkus, joined by Steve-O, the new permanent co-host. Um Another episode of the Playbook. How's it going, man?
Going all right, man. Had a crazy sports weekend. A lot of playbook talk, a lot of sports talk. So I'm excited to get into it. It's prime time sports right now. So
Yeah, very crazy weekend for our teams and this podcast. I mean,
absolutely,
I just gotta say, I feel like Kentucky took some of the Bears' magic away this week.
yeah. It does. I forgot what podcast it was. It was a college basketball podcast, but they don't really talk a lot about football. And they said it feels like the Kentucky basketball team is just like the Chicago Bears team. They just keep coming back in the second half and having a first half hole, which we did have in the Rams, and we'll get into that. But they seem like our two teams have been one and the same this season.
You're not wrong. Like these last couple weeks, man, it's like, my gosh, how similar are these games? Like, I don't know. It's hard to watch the first half of games. It really is.
Especially with the Cats, because with at least with the Bears, football is a longer game and not the caring about offense and defense on the drive to drive isn't as big of a deal. Like on basketball, if we give up a couple runs, we feel like we're out of it already because it's 20 points. In football, you're only down 10 points at halftime. You're like, all right, we still have a shot. But when you're down 20 at halftime in basketball, and outside the SEC games, we haven't shot the three well. We feel like we're out of it most of the time by halftime. We know better now, but
But yeah, I mean, think about that, man. Just last week alone, came back from down 18 against LSU and down 17 against number 24 ranked Tennessee.
yeah, two road games too.
I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah,
two,
two road
yeah.
games. Like, are they growing up in front of our eyes?
Is Knoxville a road game anymore? Because we keep winning down there.
Yeah, we kind of own Food City Center.
Sure seems like it. Yeah, they're well, I think at least in this matchup we can just get into that into basketball because that's at least the more it wasn't the more exciting win, but at least we won. I mean, Tennessee was more exciting than LSU in my opinion, but I
Yeah,
think
for sure.
The Bears game had more exciting plays, but we didn't win. So we can start with the Cats since we won. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and
but
but
I don't know.
I wasn't that impressed with Tennessee. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No, I wasn't either. I wasn't
Yeah,
either. They are. It is incredible how inefficient they are at layups. I thought we were bad. I mean, I think in one possession alone, I watched them miss five layups. I mean, they're
yeah,
contested, but you're big boys. You're supposed to be able to, just put it on up there and lay it in.
and it was very ironic because in the first half, uh, Vernon Carey Jr. Everyone knew that his dad was there because they showed him a million times too.
You know
But
his name is not Vernon Carey, right?
what is it?
It's Jalen Carey.
Oh, is it Jalen Carey?
I
I swear one of them on the is it Billis or one of them said Vernon Carey Jr. and it just stuck in my head.
It wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think Vernon Carey Sr. would be old enough to have a junior playing college basketball.
Hypothetically he wouldn't, but hey, people have kids at a young age nowadays. Look at Brandon Garrison.
Right? But I don't know. Not trying to shit on Tennessee because that's not what this podcast is about. But, like, I don't know. Tennessee feels like they passed up so many opportunities. And I don't know if that was because we made adjustments at halftime and they didn't, or what have you. But it's like maybe Mark Pope is the king of halftime adjustments. Maybe that's what it is.
As long as he's been at UK, he seems like he is. I mean, it's I don't know what adjustments you saw in that game, but the main one for me that I saw was they kind of didn't let them. They rebounded better in the second half. That's the main thing. They didn't let Carey and Akpara bullying down low like they did in the first half, to the
The
point
main
where
thing
we were talking shit at the end of the game about how we bullied them. So
I have some scoop on that, and it
all right, we'll
wasn't.
get to that.
I know why the fight started, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Hey,
But
he swung first. That's how I got said.
well, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
But the one thing I took away from the halftime adjustments was uh, the press, like the three-quarter
Hmm.
court press. That
Absolutely.
that put Tennessee in a chokehold. Like I know
They don't have Zakai Ziegler anymore.
they had a really efficient second half shooting. They just didn't get very many shots.
No second chance, which is going back to our rebounding. I mean,
Well, not even
Diabate was who
second
we were
chance
talking about.
points. There was a
Yeah.
lot of times that three-quarter court press, they were just turning it over.
Owe shot the ball at shot the passing lanes very well. Uh,
Yeah.
we trapped them in that dead zone a little bit sometimes. It's just like they kind of didn't know how to get pressed or anything. They've never been pressed before. I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of like Tennessee games in detail, but like it's like they saw press for the first time.
No, that's exactly what it looked like. I mean, it's like, have you never stepped foot on a basketball court? Like,
Yeah,
you should know how to
it's
handle a press. Like, it's a
yeah,
basic concept.
yeah. Get it past half court's
So,
the main thing, and don't go to the dead corners. But anyways, yeah, the main difference I also saw was like they only let Gillespie really beat him. I mean, Ament got a couple where he was driving to the lane, and he's a good, aggressive, athletic player, but they just let Gillespie get his and nobody else, and he is really all they have scoring wise, unless
oh,
Ament decides to show up.
they locked down everybody but Gillespie and Ament, and that was fine.
And to me, these teams, that Tennessee team doesn't play defense like a normal Rick Barnes team does.
But I don't think they have the athletes for that.
And they don't have the fifth and sixth year seniors that care to play there like Ziegler did and Meshack did because Gillespie and Amen have been there for like 5 months. They don't care. They're just happy they got the money.
Yep, yep. They got a nice NIL cut and said, you know what, this ain't bad.
Yeah, and that's what made Tennessee good last year. I mean, Lanier was kind of the hired weapon, but he was good enough on offense to make it for his defensive stuff. But since they had players that have been there for a while, they played hard for Rick Barnes.
Right. So let me ask you this. Has your outlook on basketball season changed any after the
Yes, for
two road comeback wins?
yes, for two reasons. One, because the SEC is not as tough as it was last year. There's no Florida or
No,
Auburn that was
by
as
far.
top heavy as last year. Even like we were probably fifth or sixth best last year, and we were ranked in the top 25 all season. So the SEC is not as top heavy. So I feel good about that. And then the second reason is because I think we goes back to that Ewing theory thing I told you about. I think without Lowe and Quaintance, these other guys have an established role now, and they don't have to worry about these other guys coming off injury and coming in and playing and taking some of their minutes. So I think Aberdeen knows he's playing point guard, and Jasper might help out a little bit now after the last game. But they all are playing with in their head a role, and that's huge as a player, in my opinion.
Well, let me ask you this now that you brought that up.
Yeah,
Do you think Quaintance plays again this year?
I think he does if he wants to. Like I don't think the coaching staff will tell him no. I don't think it's a shake and shark thing like everyone's saying because he's already played already, and I think he still would want to play and help the team. But I do think he would not be against sitting out if he was advised to. Put it that way. And I
Well,
think
and
he internally he might want to.
that was going to kind of be my follow up. If you feel like you have a roster of guys that have kind of gelled together, they all understand their role, but they're also fearful of another guy joining the lineup and taking minutes and this, that, and the other. If you're Mark Pope, do you just advise him to sit say, hey, let us play this thing out.
If I'm Mark Pope, I don't do that
You
Quayton's
don't. I mean,
because
he's a
Quayton
game
is a
changer.
difference maker on defense and rebounding alone. And I think if you are scared about him getting hurt, Moreno has proven enough to be the starter. Let Quayton's be the backup, and Garrison can get 2 or 3 minutes. Yes, he's decent in spurts, but I would much rather have a injured or not even injured, just recovering Jaden Quayton's as my backup than Brandon Garrison. That's where my head's at.
No, you're not wrong. Malachi has
Yeah,
been fucking awesome this year. He's been a lot
he
better
has.
than I thought he was going to be as a freshman.
Yeah, he's proven a lot of people wrong. That's how he's always had the height, but they're like he doesn't have the strength. He's not athletic enough, and he is. He can play big men in the SEC.
Yep, and he's proven it. I mean, game winner last week.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know all the centers from the SEC in the top of my head. He just beat one of them. Akpara, who's pretty decent. Maybe the guys at Florida, that'll be a good matchup. It'll be interesting to see how he does against them. But I mean, he's held his own so far.
Oh yeah, he'll not saying he'll be like a first round projection, but find him you'll find him on some draft boards.
Yeah, all right. I looked at one a couple of days ago. He was low second round this year and first round next year. So I mean, that's kind of the projection I would hope for him.
And that's wild. That's the only two we probably got. Well, you probably find Ortega on one of them because
Unless
he has started
Casper
as
keeps this up.
right, right, and I think that's a viable, not only viable but a smart route to take because you know you already had some issues this year about Jasper wanting to play, but they just weren't feeling up to him doing that, and where we're so early in the season, and now it's like, you know what, fuck it. If it works, it works.
Kind of
But
what we did last season with Travis Perry. He said Jasper is way more talented, but same situation. We had to do it.
but yes, it's not his natural position because he's a two guard. If we're being honest,
He's combo. He's not a ball handler, but he can bring it up.
but his court awareness is otherworldly. Like it's
Yeah.
so good.
Some of those shots, you're like, a lot of people would dribble in the lane and pass it out and not even think to shoot. And he just looks up. He's like, oh, floater. You know.
So I like it for a situation of this is likely the only year we have Aberdeen.
Yeah.
So maybe next year you have Jalen Lowe as your starting point guard. You can
Yeah.
run Jasper as the true two that he is. Him getting playing time is crucial to him staying here.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
know,
And
a kid like that wants to play.
yeah, he does. And thank God he's been patient so far. And hopefully, this Tennessee game sparks something for him. I know he wasn't playing a lot because of his defense either, but I mean, the
Yeah,
whole
but that
team kind of holds up well as a team together. They just gotta. None of them are good individual defenders, or they're better when they defend team wise. So
correct. I don't know, man. I I cannot put a finger on what is the exact thing wrong with this team. Like it
well,
changes from game to game. I know we're having this conversation coming off the heels of two comeback wins,
good bad
but
first halves.
they've been really ugly wins.
They have. I feel better about the Tennessee one because of the. It was a result against a probably a most likely tournament team, and we took punches, gave some back. It was kind of a heavyweight fight. We both were throwing punches the whole game, basically. I mean, it was a rough first half, but we still played hard. Like
Oh
we
yeah,
should have been down more than we were. So I feel great about Tennessee game. That LSU game was very concerning, but we always play bad at LSU. So I'm hoping we can just chalk that one up as a tough road game. LSU's
right.
not that good.
No, LSU is not very good, but I'm gonna be at the game tomorrow, so
Yeah, you'll get to see it firsthand. And
boots
uh,
on the ground.
to see well, Quayton's out. He's out again. They announced that.
Yeah, I,
Then
my opinion on that, I don't think he plays the rest of the year.
and if he doesn't, and we continue to improve, and that's okay. But we all do want to
Right.
see him, and we waited a long time to see him, and we're paying him some money to be on this team. So it'd be ideal to see him play, and we don't want to. We have seen him at least put the jersey on. He wouldn't be a full Shaden Sharp, but we don't want to see him, doing windmills on the Portland Trailblazers at 4 a.m. when you're waking up watching highlights and being mad about
Right? Yeah, it's like
it.
that should have been here. Like, what are
Exactly.
we doing?
But yeah, it'll be Texas. Have you seen a little bit on Texas at all?
Yeah, no, they beat Alabama.
Yep, they did. They got
Um,
uh, Sean Miller's their coach now.
yeah, I knew Sean Miller was the coach there. Didn't they beat
The
Vandy too?
Yeah, they beat them back to back. They lost to Texas A&M by 2 or 4 points last week. I think A&M's pretty decent this year, so they haven't lost anyone bad.
Yeah, I'm a little worried. A little
Me
worried I'm
too.
gonna see a ass whooping tomorrow.
Sean Miller brought one of his best players over from Xavier, Dylan Swain. He's been hooping. They have a bunch of good 3-point shooters on their team. I mean, they're compared to the game I went to in Missouri, Texas is a lot better. So we'll. I don't think it'll be an ass whooping, but I think
I don't know.
I wouldn't be shocked if they beat us at home.
I called the ass whooping Saturday and we won, so
Yeah, yeah, but that makes more sense for the way. And they also have Tremont Mark. I forgot about him. He's been
right.
hooping too. So yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I, just such a rough year for basketball, man. I
it
hate it.
is. And then if you think about it, if we just would have beat Missouri and North Carolina, we probably would be feeling a whole lot better. I mean, yeah, getting blown out by
Oh yeah.
Gonzaga and losing to Louisville sucks, but those two are pretty good teams. Now Missouri and North Carolina right now is looking like that could go down as our worst loss if we continue to beat teams.
I don't know. I'm in a group chat on X. Shout
Yeah,
out to them guys because they listen and watch us. But it's
absolutely.
like
Shout out.
I don't know, 150 people, but it's like half Kentucky, half Louisville fans,
Yeah.
and they're not even optimistic about their season because they
Well,
haven't had
they
Mike Hill.
exactly. They think they have a Shaden Sharp on their own with Mike Hale. I was about to say that.
So we're all and everybody in that group chat's like hard up for football right now.
Yeah, but Louisville's in the ACC. We went over this last episode where they don't have as many chances to get good wins, but they have better chances just to get wins in general.
Right, right. I don't know. I think you could make an argument that in basketball, the ACC might be the best overall conference.
I think they are top heavy. That's why I don't think top to bottom they are. I think top to bottom the SEC still is because I think you could take the worst team from the SEC, which this year I don't know who it is record wise, but off the top of my head it has to be South Carolina probably. And then you could have them play who's the worst team in the ACC, like Pitt,
Boston
Syracuse,
College.
and they would probably destroy them or Boston College. I think Florida State, like we just named four bad ones in the ACC, and I would have a hard time thinking about the worst in the SEC. I mean, so I think top to bottom the SEC is tougher, but the top heaviness, like the top five of the ACC, could beat anybody.
Yeah, you're looking at Duke, North Carolina,
North Carolina's just
West.
faltering. They can't play. They can't go out west and play. No one can. But Duke beat both the teams they lost to pretty easy, Stanford and Cal.
Right. I'm telling you though, man, this college basketball season has been very interesting.
This I don't know what you think about this, but I think this might be one of the best freshman classes in a long time.
You're not
Like
wrong.
just so many, and I know it's part of NIL, but so many random teams have just like one really good freshman, like both Virginia teams do. Stanford has that Corey dude. I mean,
Well, like look at the number one recruit in the country, Jared Curtis.
Yeah.
flipped from Georgia to Vandy.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that was crazy.
Vandy got the number one recruit in college football. What a world! And Indiana won the national title. What a world
Yeah.
we're living in right now.
Right. Indiana's that game was a good game. I'm glad it wasn't a blowout. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
2026 has started with a crazy year. Wish the Bears could have pulled that one off to make it even crazier. But 2026 is gonna be it's gonna be a fun
man.
NCAA tournament.
Well, I guess while you brought up the Bears, let's get into that.
Yeah, we'll segue to that. Actually, let's. I wanted to ask you something about basketball before we do that, because this
Okay.
is a topic I've talked about with my dad or any of our buddies all the time. It's about retiring numbers and jerseys that were up because we haven't done it in so long. So I sit here and think about this, and I break it up into two groups: the Tubby / Rick era or before, and then the Cal era. So, who would be your top four, top five of both eras from the Tubby era or before, or the Cal era that you think we should retire? And I can say mine because I think about it and let you think if you want.
So you want me to name 4 or 5 from each era?
So yeah, 8 to 10
Okay.
teams. Yeah.
So with the Rick Tubby era, I think you have to go Rondo,
Okay.
um, Chuck Hayes,
Okay.
Jamal Mashburn.
And Mash Burns is already retired, I think.
He was what?
I think Mash Burns is already retired, I think. Is Mash Burns' number already retired?
I don't think so.
It might not be. I thought his was like one of the last players it was. If it's not, then it should be. You're right.
I don't think Mashburn's numbers are retired
Well, that's
because we've
a
had
crime in itself.
dudes wear number 24.
Oh yeah, you're right. That easily should be though. No, it is. It says it is.
Oh, okay.
The most recent ones is Jamal Mashburn and Tony Delk. So
Okay. Well, so strike Jamal Mashburn from the record.
yeah, I was about to say that'd be a crazy thing if they didn't have that
So
up
I
there.
have what here? Rondo, Chuck Hayes.
You're forgetting two obvious ones.
I sure am. Feel like Antoine Walker, but that's not it.
Think of around the Chuck Hayes era, slightly before.
Slightly before. Oh man, you got me on this one.
There are two of our top five leading scorers of all time.
I feel like I don't know ball. I'm drawing a complete blank.
The
Holy shit.
okay, I'll give you the numbers. 21 and 10.
Oh, Tayshaun. Duh.
Yeah.
Keith
You
Stevens.
played right up.
Duh.
Yes. Yep.
Duh.
It's all right.
Oh,
It's actually okay if you
God.
forget the obvious ones. Not for you, but to me, it's like you knew those ones. You just didn't think
I
to say
feel
them. I know
so
you knew them.
dumb right now. God. I'm ashamed of myself.
That's okay. Well, I had the
Honorable
similar to you
mention.
too. Yeah.
Honorable mention for that list, Gerald Fitch.
Yep. That's a great honorable
One of
mention. I thought about him too.
one of my favorite players.
That shot against North Carolina was crazy too. Yeah. Let's see. I
Uh,
think I had similar to you. I had Tayshaun, Bogans, Hayes, Rondo, and I had a different fifth one. Who was it? Wasn't Patrick Sparks. It was Azubuike. I had Azubuike for me because he played 3 years.
okay.
Yeah.
You could also make an honorable mention there for Joe Crawford.
Yeah, and he dipped into Gillespie a little bit too. So yeah.
Ramel Bradley.
Yeah, see, that's where in my head I still have them as a Gillespie Tubby hybrid. So like I forget I don't give them full Tubbies. But yeah, they're definitely making honorable
Moss.
mention.
What
Yeah.
about Robbie Moss? Yeah. Like,
Oh, Robbie.
all right.
Love Robbie.
So you said the last jersey retirement was in 2012?
It was Mashburn and Delk. We haven't had any in the Cal So,
Okay, so in order of Cal era, Anthony Davis.
all right.
Um, this might be a controversial too, but John Wall.
Okay.
Um, I think third on that list as of right now is probably SGA.
Okay.
I think fourth on that list you could probably say Towns.
Okay.
Five on that list, I'm between a couple of guys.
Okay.
Do you go the De'Aaron Fox route? Do you go the Julius Randle route? No, there's a clear five. And this dude never really had much of an NBA career. But if we're talking Mount Rushmore of the Cal era, Aaron Harrison.
Aaron Ice.
Aaron Harrison.
Yeah.
Aaron Ice Harrison. The Iceman.
He's easily number one most clutch shooter in the Cal
No
era.
doubt. I don't know. I feel like we're leaving so many people off of this list.
Yeah,
Like,
we are, and I'm going to tell you who we're leaving off because if we're going for retired numbers in college, just my brain automatically goes to who made the first team All American. And out of the five you named, two of them did, Wall and Davis. So those two are shoe-ins, in my opinion, from the Cal era. The other three would be Oscar Tshiebwe.
okay.
He won National Player of the Year.
Yep.
Uh, you could potentially sub out Towns for Willie Cauley-Stein, his own teammate, maybe 3 years, first team All American.
Yeah.
And
There's
another
so many
argument
good
for
players.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You went more of the Towns who won the done route, which is not the wrong route, it's just a different one. And then I went with the All Americans, and my fifth one would have been Tyler Ulis. So
Yep. I was gonna say we forgot Euless. We
yeah,
did. Neither of us named Devin Booker.
I know. Well, he didn't play a whole lot here. Ulis did more here in Kentucky. That's kind of where I'm at now. If we're going NBA players from Kentucky, Booker's easily in the top five. He might be third. So
Right. Well, like look at Tyler Hero. Neither of us
yeah,
named Reed Shepard. That dude is balling in the NBA right now.
PJ Washington had a good 2 years here.
Yeah. Cal had the dudes. It just only came to fruition once, man, and that sucks.
There's quite a few years that got away. Recently, of the downfall years, the Reed and Rob year was the inexcusable one. You had Reed, Rob, and Reeves all on the same team, all three NBA guys, and they rarely played on the floor together.
Right? Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you want that on the court? Like you're gonna outshoot anybody you play.
Yep.
Understand you might lack a little bit on the defensive end, but that outweighs the amount of quality 3-point shots you're gonna hit.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll never admit that, but that's one. That's
Well,
St. Peter's
no.
was bad, but it was more. I think St. Peter's was more shocking. The Oakland one, he'll be like that's a national championship team that potentially got away or Final Four team. The Oscar team probably not. I mean, realistically,
Yeah.
probably not a Final Four team.
The last two teams that have actually had a shot to win a title was the team that lost to Oakland
Hmm.
and the COVID team when the tournament got canceled.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we can talk about that every podcast. That's one of my favorite teams of all time. I love that team. I wanted them to get that run so bad, so they could have done it.
And for that, fuck Rudy Gobert. He
Yeah, that's
started
what it
all
was,
that
right?
shit. Yeah, coughing
Touching
on
the
that
mic.
reporter.
Yeah.
Oh, this shit
Yeah.
ain't real. And then, like, within a week later, the fucking world is shut down. Thanks a lot, Rudy.
Yeah, it's what you get. We had to get you back in the Olympics for bringing us COVID. So
Well, where do we go to now? The Bears? We
yeah,
break
now
that down.
we can transition to Bears. I just wanted to get into that retired jersey because speaking of the Bears, probably don't have many recent retired jerseys too because we just have now made the playoffs for the third time since 2006. I mean, this was our third time since 2006.
Yeah, we don't see this very often. And
Yeah.
I think you're as level headed as me as a Bears fan. We weren't supposed to go this far this year. We are ahead of schedule.
We weren't
We are
supposed to win the
fine.
North.
Well, you ask Ryan Poles, it's a different story. But
Well, that's what
you
you
know
wanted
what?
to do. But to the
Maybe
public,
he
to Bears fans, maybe not.
maybe he's ahead of schedule too.
Feels like it.
But man, you talk about a season of highs and lows. 3 weeks in, it's like, okay, this is kind of what we expected. We're pretty mid, and then it kind of kicks into high gear, and it's like, oh, okay, this is a noticeable improvement. This team is considerably better. And then it's like, holy shit, this team finds every way to lose a game and then still somehow wins those games. And then you lose 2 games, last 2 games of the regular season, and you get Packers first round, which we already talked about that on the podcast. But it's like you get given a season from hell, started out like hell. For us to finish like we did, man, even coming back in that Rams game, like that pass Caleb made, one of the greatest throws I have ever personally watched. And I'm not just saying that because that's our quarterback.
You weren't the only one saying it.
That is one of the greatest throws I've ever seen. Scrambling backwards, off balance, essentially just throwing it up. Fuck it, somebody's down there. He'll get it, and putting it right in his lap.
After commits down there. That's usually what it is. But what was I gonna say? Oh, shout out to Barstool Big Cat because he said he called it. He said if we won what was it, the Raiders game and then the Cowboys game, he said that's gonna open up the floodgates. That's the gateway
Yeah,
game. We could
the
easily start it and
gateway
go to
game.
6-2. And then it was. It opened up to 6-2. And then the game I went to, the Bengals game, they won that, and I was like, holy shit, this team's got some magic. And that's when I thought the Bengals were still decent and not dog shit. But uh, they were actually up all game, blew the lead, even gave up an onside kick, and then still came back and won. And I was like, all right, this team's got some umph to it, you know?
Yeah,
And
you got a little bit of
then
mojo.
they've carried that throughout most of the season. And even those last 2 games that they lost, it was like they barely lost them, and it sucks. It was to the Lions. One of them was, but they still came back in those games and had chances to win. So I just, I'm like you. It was a roller coaster of a ride, but in hindsight, it was one of the most fun rides we've ever had as Bears fans.
Yeah, great season. In hindsight, I think there was 2 things that team kind of, you know, took into their pocket as this is the mantra of the team. We may not be very good defensively, but we're really good at taking it away.
We give up yards, but take it away. Yeah.
And we're the comeback kids.
Cardiac Bears. Everyone's been saying it. Cardiac Bears. And
Right?
we weren't up there, but as Bears fans and you follow people on social media, you can just feel the energy that was already in Chicago, just not even being there, just through social media. So the city rallied around them, and they almost got the dub against a team they weren't favored against. And clearly the weather affected the Rams because they couldn't complete a pass other than like 4 or 5 of them. They
You're
really
right.
started beating us when they started running the ball effectively, which is what you're supposed to
And
do in cold.
there was a couple questionable completions in my opinion, but we won't get into that here. We're not rules analysts.
No, it's worth. That's yeah. From that in the Bills game, I mean, you just don't know anymore. So,
I know, right? Like I thought the rule was you had to survive the ground.
yeah, I mean,
But
what
then
if the
again,
ground
if
is
you're telling
stupid
me,
cold too, though? It's like,
but like then again, you're showing me a replay of a guy who has 2 hands securely on the ball, He hits the ground. Somebody rips it out. Incomplete. And then a day later, or no, I'm sorry, that was the pick. That was the Bills Broncos game.
Yeah, I mean, but it still didn't go to their favor. Yeah.
But then the Bears Rams game, you have this essentially the same thing, except it's ripped out and hits the ground. So you call it a fumble. It's like you show two hands on the ball and the elbow on the ground. That's a catch.
And it had to be the ex-Packer, Devontae Adams.
But if you survive, like the whole survive the ground rule is such bullshit.
It is, and that was we call that with the Calvin Johnson rule. That started back then when he got that one called against them, and now they're Des caught it. There's so many instances where you can bring it
Oh, I
up.
know.
It's just crazy.
They can't
So
ever get it right. They can't
that's
ever
not
get
why
it
we
right.
lost the game, though. It was a huge play, though, like momentum wise. I I don't know whose interception's fault that was. Caleb said it wasn't. It was his fault. Everyone that has eyeballs says it was DJ Morris quit on that route. Regardless, whoever's
100%.
fault it was, we had the ball in overtime to win the game, and we didn't score. Like we stopped them the first time. People are like, it doesn't pay to kick first. When you stop them, it does. We stopped them. We just didn't score.
Well, can I make a point on that?
Yeah,
I love Cairo Santos, but I know weather was a factor. But
yeah,
even when weather isn't a factor, he's like 50 yards max when weather's not a factor.
right. He did a couple clutch kicks, but nothing like 50 plus
Like, no, like 53 maybe at max.
with the wind behind him. Yeah,
So, like, this offseason, you've got to go hammer a defense. Like, we're set on offense. We are kind
we
of
got a
in cap
couple
hell.
pieces on defense. Yeah.
We are kind of in cap hell
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of expiring contracts. But you've got to have. I know we led the NFL in takeaways, but other than takeaways, we were one of the worst.
Can't depend on that. It's like imagine switching. I like some of our individual pieces on defense. We talk about Brisker all the time. We love Jaquan Brisker. Kyler Gordon hasn't been healthy out here. We like him. Montez Sweat. We can go on and on. But just because I like them doesn't mean they have performed up to their abilities. So imagine trading our defense for the Texas defense and just keeping our offense. I
Right?
mean, yeah, crazy.
I've heard some rumors here lately about Bears exploring an off-season trade for
What for?
Max Crosby.
Mm. Is it? I mean, we know he doesn't want to be with Vegas anymore after what they did to him at the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean it's clear. But do you find what would you offer for Max Crosby?
No
Do you
offensive linemen. uh,
do you offer say a Montez Sweat to kind of help with the cap negotiation?
yeah, I don't know what his
Or
cap is off the top of my head. Um, I would
or
do
do
a
you
defensive
say
lineman. Yeah.
fuck that? We're gonna keep Sweat and say offer a couple first or a first and a second.
So, oh yeah, our first round pick will be like mid 20s, basically. Yeah,
Yeah, so
probably like
you'd
mid
have to
20s.
offer
Yeah.
maybe a first, a second, and a fourth or fifth.
Yeah. So I just pulled up the cap hit right. Yeah, Montez is second highest behind DJ, but we have a edge
Or there
rusher
you
on the
go.
day. You need to get rid
There
of
you go.
Adegambo. I can't even say his last name. Deo Adegambo. He's the fifth highest paid player on the team. He's an edge rusher that I don't even know if he started this year.
I just thought of the perfect trade scenario.
Yeah. What's that?
Yep. you give the Raiders right now, who already have the first round pick, or the number one overall pick,
Yep.
you give them your first round this year
25,
and
whatever.
DJ Moore.
Okay.
That would pair very nicely because they're going to take Fernando Mendoza. They need a
Yeah.
quarterback. Give him
Who's
somebody to throw the ball to.
who's the Raiders' top wide receiver? I mean, bro, they got Bowers, but like they need somebody.
It's Brock Bowers.
Yeah, Trey Tucker was probably like their best fantasy guy this year, so I don't know.
But no, that trade needs to be discussed. I just figured to trade out for Ryan Poles.
I
Devontae
was gonna ask
Adams
you.
in the first. Or no,
Yeah,
not Devontae Adams.
I know you're
DJ
talking about
Moore.
DJ Moore. Yeah.
DJ Moore and a first for Max Crosby. Maybe
Well,
even throw in like a third or a fourth.
if we can't do DJ Moore, like if they just don't want him or we're not willing to get rid of him because he had a good year, uh, how would you feel about another veteran on offense? He's not really a veteran age-wise, but he's been there a while, Cole Kmet, because we have Loveland already.
Yeah, but we like to run a lot of offensive sets that are 2 and 3 tight ends.
We do. My point is he's more replaceable probably than DJ Moore.
Yeah, that's true, but
Or what's
are we
Swift
happy
looking
with
like?
DJ Moore?
After this season, I'm pretty happy. I mean, he had a bad game because clearly he can't catch in the cold, but he had the game-winning catch against the Packers. I mean, he's had some really good
Right,
games this
but
year.
also kind of cut out and didn't hustle in the biggest game of the year.
Okay, that's fair. I see what you're saying on that play. Yeah, and I was also maybe looking at DeAndre Swift. He doesn't make enough money though uh, to get in a full-on trade. He only makes $8 million, but he's 27. That's all for a run back.
Yeah, I'm fine with keeping DeAndre Swift. I would like to have him back.
I like him too. I'm just kind of thinking about young guys or guys that are high on the cap that we have established backups. Like Mononga's clearly the next guy coming in.
Yeah, that's a given.
It'll come
But
down to, like you said, getting defense and offensive line for next year. We had a good offensive line, but we need some depth because we had to move some people around. Tooney had to play left guard.
I feel like most of what needs to be done is retaining the secondary. The secondary was the best part of our
They weren't even
defensive
healthy
roster.
all year. Like we picked up Gardner Johnson halfway through the year, and he helped us.
Yeah. Well, he's on an expiring contract, so I feel like you got to
Yeah,
get
which is
him
fine.
back. I feel like you have to get Nashawn Wright back.
And yeah, and that's another good point. I think if since we yes we wanted to make the Super Bowl, but since we still have our first round pick in the mid 20s, we could use that on a defensive player. So
You're right. So, but definitely needs to be some moves made on the defensive side of the ball.
yeah,
Uh, but other than that, I mean, yeah, I was mad, and upset, and pissed off in the moment.
I think it's more that the season's over. When you have such a good season, you're like, this sucks that I don't get to watch it
Like,
next week. I had this, yeah.
I'd like to watch that team for another week.
Um,
It's not like that most years for us. It's like, can we get by week 7? It's like, can we get this? Can we get this over with?
right. Last year after that Redskins Hail Mary, we were like, all right,
Yeah. All right.
this is how it's gonna go.
Isn't it wild how that game, back-to-back years, turned both
hmm
team seasons completely around?
Yeah, they really did, and we were thinking like, wow. Well, I didn't think this, but I'm sure some Bears fans and NFL fans out there were like, at the end of last year, even when we beat the Packers, they picked wrong. They should have took Jalen Daniels, and I'm like, it's after 1 year, we got to give him a chance. And now after this year, everyone
Right.
is obsessed with Caleb. It's like, yeah, because he got the right coach with the right situation, and we know better than anything. Peyton Manning, one of the best quarterbacks of all time. didn't have a good NFL coach to start out with. That's why he threw so many interceptions his rookie year. You got to have a good coach to be successful as a quarterback.
Brother, you could have given Matt Eberflus a prime Tom Brady, and that team still goes 4-12.
Exactly.
Like,
So he got fired by the Cowboys after 1 year.
yes, not even the head coach was a coordinator.
Yeah.
Like, why we didn't fire that guy a year before is insane to me.
To connect our two teams, Eberflus was Ryan Poles' Billy Gillispie, like for Mitch Barnhart,
Yes,
right before
that
Cal,
is
and
a
then John
great
Pickup.
comparison.
Yeah.
That is a great comparison. Feel like we're forgetting to talk about something.
Um, Hopefully Matthew Stafford retires this year.
Right. Oh no, I
Most
remember what it was. We're going to hit on a little bit of baseball.
okay, I'm down. Well, let's cap off the Bears season real quick. Um, did you see Caleb was at a hockey game last night? So clearly he's pretty happy with how the season ended, and he's cool with the city. So that's way different than the end of last year. So is our quarterback, is city. If we got Caleb Williams, I feel like we have. I saw Calvin Cowherd say this. He's probably the second best quarterback in the NFC going into next season.
Yeah, I mean, look at what he's done the last 2 months. I mean, some
In
of
his
the
game, yeah.
iconic plays, like there's something there. You know,
You watch college football. Back when he first started, he came in as a backup for Oklahoma as a design runner. So like he's always been a runner.
yeah, yeah, like wasn't even considered a dual threat. He was more of a, I guess they label that as an option quarterback because they run the
No,
ball, but
yeah. Back then, well,
scrambler.
yeah, he's more of a scrambler. Yeah,
So, but I'm like you, man. We've got our quarterback. We've got a lot of our offense that it is time to go build a defense.
yeah. Mm. We'll be staying here in a couple months, and it's January, so probably in September, October, whenever the season starts, and then into September, we'll be sitting there thinking we got a shot to win the North again. We don't ever have that feeling preseason, so
Right. So, my baseball point.
yeah,
It's going to be quite to the point and very NSFW, but fuck the Dodgers.
yep. I mean, unless you're a Dodgers fan, you hate them. I mean, you love them or you hate them, and I think 99% of America hates them, or they're bandwagon
Like,
like them.
how do they have that much money?
Let me look. Dodgers owners net worth. Oh,
It's
wait, it's
insane.
Magic Johnson. Yeah, that's fine. They got nothing but celebrities owning them, and winning brings money and success. And let's face it, uh, you're a Yankees fan, aren't you? Right?
Yep.
So our teams have both only won one World Series. So I'm Cubs fan from 2002 till current, and they've
No,
uh,
no, no. Oh, we've
Yankees have only
each
won
won one.
2008. Yeah, we each won one.
Okay,
You won
yeah.
08
I
and I
thought
won
you meant
2016. Yeah,
I thought you meant one collectively. I was like, hold on,
that's fair.
hold on.
No, yeah. You got that one against the Phillies, I know, with CC and all them, yeah. But
Yep,
Matsui.
yep. Good
uh,
old Hideki.
yeah. Uh, but we have seen the Dodgers start from like the bottom and grow up to be where they are now. And they should have more World Series than they have. But right now they have back to back. Basically, because they stole Freddie Freeman and they got Shohei. So those are the two reasons why they got back to back, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, unlimited checkbook, and basically they hired an inside agent to represent Freddie Freeman to make sure they got him,
He was pissed at his agent, I remember.
investigate him, take their titles away.
Yeah, well, they did get one stolen from them from the Astros, so maybe you could give them that one.
Right. Well,
But who else have they picked up anyone since Kyle Tucker? Like anyone big of name?
I don't believe so,
Not good
but
because they don't need anybody else.
they probably can't afford to.
Well, they probably don't have the roster spots because the rest of their team's just loaded. I mean, the last thing I
Well,
saw on free
no,
agency was Walker Bueller was considering maybe going back from the Red Sox.
which
So
would
we'll
make
see.
sense because I was just about to say they have one more pitching rotation slot open because
Someone's
Kershaw
got to take the
retired.
Kershaw spot. Yeah, yeah, I know. They said he's going to pitch on the World Baseball Classic, which I don't know if that's good for USA or not, but that's here
No, here's what's going to happen.
there.
That's for a publicity thing, and he'll be on the roster but won't pitch. I mean, hell, he
Maybe
barely pitched for the Dodgers.
he'll get the second place, third place medal, whatever they get, because we rarely win. So
Yeah, they'll probably lose to either. Depends on what the bracket draw is, but
that's true.
they would most likely lose to the Dominican Republic or
Nobody gets it.
Venezuela
Yeah.
or Cuba. Probably the DR. The DR will win it all. That's such
Well,
a loaded roster.
baseball, they have all like the Central American island teams down there that are good. Here in the summer,
Yeah.
we got the World Cup coming over. It's going to be all the European teams are going to be good. So do we really only just claim the Olympics? And I know it's all for basketball, like of the four main sports, because hockey, Canada beats us. And football, they just don't do it. If we had football, we know we kicked everybody's ass. But we kind of just claim basketball right now. And the rest of the world is gaining on us in basketball.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, I had this conversation at work the other day. One of my coworkers, she is not very into sports and like doesn't know what's going on. And she was like, "Does the USA team in basketball for the Olympics, is that like NBA players? Are they good?" It's like, "Oh yeah, Team USA in basketball is very good. It's our best of the best." I said, "You remember the team from the early 90s called the Dream Team?" She's like, "Oh yeah, that was Michael Jordan." It's like, bingo. NBA Olympics. I mean, it's us, but France, they're getting close. Germany, they're getting close.
Canada.
Yeah, yeah, solely because
Canada's
of SGA.
Jamal Murray. Uh, but
Yeah, true. But
they
SGA,
no, I mean he carries them. Yeah, I don't know if you watched that documentary on Netflix about the last Olympics, but they were just outmanned by France. There was no way. I mean, when you got RJ
well,
Barrett and
yeah, they,
Wemby, I mean, come on.
yeah, they have Wimby and Giannis. I mean, it's not fair. France is
But,
probably the second best country behind the United States. While we're on the
well,
subject,
they did beat them on the in the
well,
finals. I
I don't
mean,
know because then you got
Spain used to be the second best back when the Redeem team, the Kobe and LeBron first USA teams.
but I don't remember what country it is. I think it maybe like the Czech Republic or something. But aren't Luka and Nikola Jokic on the same team?
No, actually, they're not. They're. I guess
No,
we got them
one's
confused.
Serbia.
One Slovenia, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so
So Jokic
but
plays
both
for
of those
Serbia.
teams are good.
Yeah, yeah. They almost beat the USA twice the last Olympics. They literally had to have a Steph Curry had to go Steph Curry and beat him basically. Him and Durant. Durant's the greatest Olympic player of all time. So
Could you imagine Luka and Jokic on the same team? That would be super scary.
it would be cheat code on offense, and they wouldn't get a stop on defense.
Luka, I don't know. They're serviceable defenders.
Yeah, well, they would. If you had a team with those two, hypothetically, your other three wouldn't need to score. They would just be good role players and rebound and play defense.
Right. But
Wouldn't
while
that be
we're on
fun?
the right, But while we're on the subject of world sports, are you excited for the World Cup this year?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I know you
I
played
played soccer
you
growing
played a
up.
little soccer back in the day, so
I did, and
I
back when I first started playing, USA was decent too. So that's kind of what got me into it. Was like 2002, and they made the final eight, I think, and I was like, "Oh crap, we're actually good." And turns out we're not, but I thought we were.
was that like Landon Donovan,
Yep, Landon Donovan was the
Freddie
best player on that team.
Freddie
Freddie Adu was in
Adu.
that era, but he didn't make the team because he was only like 14 at the time. But
Yeah, but to
yeah,
even be in consideration at 14 years old is an insane
yeah. I mean,
stat.
Messi did it on Argentina. Messi, there's still no word that if he's going to play his final World Cup here in the United States, but um, I think he would be this is his sixth straight one, which would be a record. So that'd be crazy if him and Ronaldo both came over and were able to play after being. It's like seeing LeBron and Durant play one last time. You know, those two are two of the goats. So I'm excited for it, and
Right.
you know, I dabble in a little just world soccer in general. I dabble in all sports. Really, the only sport I never really got fully into is hockey. Yeah, I have a team player I'm attached to, but I do like soccer, so I'm excited for it.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know anything about soccer.
That's all right.
Never played it other than kicking a ball around.
Yeah,
But I fuck with the World Cup, man.
absolutely. I mean, after the last one too, that one was epic. The 2022 one. So.
My buddy Aaron, he's a big soccer guy. You've met Aaron. We've played
Oh
ball
yeah,
with him and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And he's a big soccer guy. And for a lot of the World Cup games, he'll come over and watch with us. And that's the reason I know anything about soccer. Something will
Well,
happen. He'll be like, "Oh, that was offsides or whatever." It's like, what? What do you mean it was offsides? I'm used to football offsides. Help
when
me
you
out
go off,
here.
yeah. Oh yeah, I don't. I could talk an hour about soccer offsides. We don't have to get into that. It's way too complicated. But the United States hosting gives them a good shot at winning, but winning a couple games in advance, and they don't have a shot at winning. All the world's too good. Someone that keeps up with. Uh, I keep up with soccer, but I keep up more with like the world international soccer than I do with club soccer. And the other world teams are good. South American teams,
Oh
European teams,
yeah.
we're like probably 20th at best. So it's uphill battle, even if it's on home soil.
All right. You are speaking language I don't know, but
Yeah, that's
I
okay.
love it.
That's all
We're
right.
covering
Just
all
know
aspects.
we're ranked 20th in the world, which isn't very high if you're trying to win the championship. So
I never thought in a million years that we'd be talking World Cup soccer tonight, but here we are, an hour in.
hey, yeah, and we can talk whatever
But
you want
that's
to do,
what
but
happens,
sports.
right? You know, that's just what happens when you got two guys talking ball.
Absolutely.
I mean,
So just
it's,
to get it back to football for a second, I was looking at a Bears mock draft, and they had us taking this is pick 25. I had us taking defensive lineman Caleb Banks out of Florida. So I'd be fine with any defensive player. So
yeah, build the defense. Build the defense. Offense is fine.
yes, and number one pick was Mendoza, and I was going to know that. And number two probably would have been Dante Moore, but he's going back to college.
He sure is.
So they had the
And there
Jets
was
with
a little,
Arvell Reese. What a terrible draft pick at number two, a linebacker out of Ohio State. Come on. Not even the best guy on their team, Caleb Downs.
right? I mean, I would have done the same thing if I was Dante Moore. I might have
Yeah.
done it a little bit different. I might have done it a little bit differently. I would have came back to school and transferred to Kentucky to play for Will Stein.
Yeah, that's fair. Playing in
But
the SEC.
that that's the bias in me. That was
Yeah.
never a likely option.
Would you have came to UK to play for Will Stein if Phil Knight threw a big check in your face?
Oh man.
Everyone has a price.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean,
And it's Phil Knight. I mean, I'm a Nike guy. It's hard to say no to Phil Knight for anything.
yeah, you've got an unlimited Nike checkbook. I mean,
Yeah, I know. The interesting
you
hypothetical.
know Will
Just the,
Stein had you know Will Stein had some feelers out there.
oh yeah. I
Had
mean,
to
he's
have.
like him and probably the guy that went to Cal. And granted, uh, both of them are a
'Cause I
step
know
down as football programs, but they were probably like, hey, if you want more playing time here, come with me instead of staying with Dan. And then, Dan's a psycho and got most of them to stay.
right. I, going back to the Will Stein thing, I love all this talk we're getting online about, well, who could be the next Indiana? And everybody says Kentucky.
I know, man. Did you see what I'm sure you did. Stein said in his press conference something like about our schedule and playing in the SEC. He's like, we don't got to play them. They could come play us. That is such a Signetti line.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know it's like a polar opposite upbringing from Signetti, but Will Stein being at Oregon, Dan Lanning, I know he hasn't won a national championship, but they're always there. They're always in the hunt. You can't tell me Will Stein hasn't picked up on some of that.
Dan
I
Lanning
mean,
has sat in
hell,
national
even when,
championship rosters at Oregon, Alabama, and Georgia, all three places he's been at. So,
yeah, and, even when Will Stein was at UTSA, they were flirting with being in the top 25 and being
yeah, I mean,
good.
this offense has always put up good numbers, even if I know Oregon had a different caliber like they do at UTSA, but they still like Oregon hasn't. If you go look at the NFL right now, they don't really have a lot of good recent wide receivers, and Bo Nix and Dante Moore and Dylan Gabriel have all looked pretty good passers with average receivers or less, and that's partially probably because of Will Stein.
Right? I mean, it's got a great background, and I hate it for Bo Nix. What a unfortunate end to his season.
Well, we
But
hate it too because we don't like the Patriots. So
but I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be just fine even without Dante Moore. We got Kenny Minchie.
yep,
We'll be
we
good.
do. We do. We got Kenny. We got running backs. We got skill position players. Willie Rodriguez came back, built out the big. He's
Yep.
starting to build out the
That was
big
a
blue
big one.
wall again. I mean, it's all looking positive, and quite frankly, last season I didn't even feel that one time coming in. And I know McGowan and Dowdell were great players, and I know it was exciting to get Law, former Alabama player. And I know ball like me, we weren't excited for 1 second about South Carolina. So there really wasn't that much excitement coming into last season. We already have excitement.
Yeah.
I mean, it's new roster and new coach in January.
Yeah, I mean, most people going into last year expected 3 to 4 wins. I know we only got 5, but that exceeds expectations. So,
Beating Auburn and Florida was nice. Any year we're good or bad, it doesn't matter. Beating Auburn or Florida is nice. So
bingo, bingo. Well, you got anything else for him?
now don't the women play Thursday? They're coming off a loss. They play Tennessee, so that's a big game. Um, so we have
Yeah, that
Texas and
loss
Tennessee
on
back to back weeks.
Sunday.
So
That loss on Sunday, it
yeah, that
hurt.
was a lot of missed threes.
Well, they also have no bench depth.
That's true. And you got when you play your
Like
top 5 or 6 and they're not hitting, and you just got to roll with them.
yeah, you got 5, 6, maybe a seventh on a good night, but it's like that's.
Well, we talk
But
about the
we
top
are
two
hurt.
all the time. We talk about the top two all the time, and they really do have other like supporting good shooters. Boone and Hassett are really good 3-point shooters. They just didn't hit last game.
Right. But I don't know. The season's still young for them. They're fine. I'm
Yeah,
not
we trust,
hitting
like we said,
panic.
we trust Coach Brooks.
I'm not hitting the panic button on them yet. So,
Yeah, I'm not really on any of our
but
teams right now. I mean, I wouldn't if I were you, if I were a Yankees fan either. I mean, with baseball, anything can happen as well, other than, like you said, at the Dodgers. But I don't really like. I'm happy with the Bears, happy with the Cubs, happy with Kentucky, and I feel like you should be with all your teams too. So
I am. Yankees
yeah.
would probably be. Well, no. Let me take that back. Wizards would be last on that list.
Well, I didn't realize you were a Wizards fan. If I knew that, I would have said yeah, yeah. Did you? What do you compare to that with John Wall?
Yeah.
I respect you
Yeah,
for
that's why.
staying with it, for staying with it.
I'm loyal. I'm loyal.
Yeah, it's been a rough couple of years for
So,
you
but
got Trey Johnson this past year, but we don't have to go down a deep NBA dive again. But the Wizards, yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
yep, it's been rough. Well, I don't got anything else. I need to get in here and go lay my daughter down.
Hey, cheer loud tomorrow. Have fun.
Oh yeah, I'll have fun.
Wins
I don't
down.
think the weather
Come down.
walking down. I don't think the
Yep.
weather walking down's gonna be too fun, but we'll see how it
The
goes.
you'll have your liquid coat on, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Beer too
You'll be good.
expensive down there. Yeah,
Right? You get one and done down there. That's the most I'll do. So
yeah. $9 beers down there. That's a little bit rough.
used to be forbidden fruit, so that's why
So,
you're like, it's cool, we can do it. But now it's like, all right, it's $9.
right. But all right, well, go Cats, go Kroger, horns down,
Wins
and we'll
down.
see you later this week, I guess. We'll figure something
Absolutely.
out. We got to be
Absolutely.
more
Good.
active, and we're going to.
Yep. Twice a week. See you later, bud.
See ya.